Have you ever wondered what truly excites a female narcissist? It's not what most people think. Many assume it's physical attraction or intimacy. But psychologists reveal the reality is far different. What turns women narcissists on more than sex are psychological triggers, things that feed their ego, confirm their superiority, and make them feel untouchable. This topic may sound shocking, but it's also enlightening. If you've been trapped in a relationship with a narcissistic woman, you know the confusion, the roller coaster of emotions, and the constant guessing game. Understanding what actually stimulates her can help you see the patterns clearly and break free from the illusions she creates. The first thing that turns a female narcissist on is admiration. Not genuine love, but exaggerated praise. Science shows narcissists have fragile self-esteem hidden under arrogance. Compliments and validation act like fuel to her. Hearing that she's the smartest, most beautiful, or most desired person feels intoxicating, much more than physical intimacy. Psychologists call this narcissistic supply. It's the attention and approval they constantly chase. For women narcissists, being admired publicly is like a drug. When people put them on a pedestal, they feel alive. This craving for admiration is endless, and without it, they feel empty. That's why flattery excites them far beyond sex. The second thing that excites a female narcissist is control. Research confirms narcissists feel arousal when they dominate others emotionally. If she can make you doubt yourself, shift blame onto you, or manipulate your choices, she feels powerful. This power rush is addictive. For her, control isn't just pleasure, it's survival. Control works like a psychological weapon. Each time she makes you question your memory or apologize for her mistakes, she feels stronger. Psychologists compare this to reinforcement. Her brain rewards her for dominance. To her, intimacy is fleeting, but control is lasting satisfaction. That's why arguments often leave her smirking while you feel drained. The third thing that excites female narcissists is envy from others. Science shows they measure their worth by comparison. If others envy their looks, lifestyle, or partner, they feel validated. This isn't about genuine joy, it's about superiority. Knowing others want what they have turns them on because it confirms they are above everyone else. Social media amplifies this. Studies reveal narcissists thrive on likes, comments, and visible envy. A photo that stirs jealousy can mean more to her than intimacy with a partner. The envy of others excites her ego, giving her a high that no relationship alone could provide. It's why appearances matter more than substance. The fourth thing that turns a female narcissist on is conquest. Psychologists note that narcissists see relationships as trophies. Winning someone's attention, especially someone who is hard to get, excites them deeply. But the conquest is often more thrilling than the relationship itself. Once they win, their interest fades, leaving confusion behind. This pattern explains why many narcissists chase unavailable people. The harder the challenge, the bigger the thrill. Conquest feeds their ego, not their heart. Once they prove they can capture someone, they lose interest. It was never about love, it was about victory. That victory to them feels better than intimacy. The fifth thing that excites a female narcissist more than sex is chaos. Research in psychology shows narcissists thrive in drama. Conflict, jealousy, and emotional storms feed their sense of importance. If everyone is upset and she is at the center, she feels powerful. Chaos reassures her that she matters, even if it's destructive. Psychologists explain that chaos is like stimulation for a narcissist brain. They get bored easily, so they stir problems to feel alive. Watching others react excites them because it proves they can influence emotions. For her, chaos is more arousing than peace. Peace feels empty, while drama feels like victory. Put simply, admiration, control, envy, conquest, and chaos form the pillars of what stimulates a female narcissist. Each is tied to psychology, not love. These triggers fuel her ego, giving temporary highs. But the highs never last. That's why she repeats the cycle, always searching for more, and never truly satisfied. Understanding these 5 triggers is essential if you're trapped in a narcissistic relationship. It explains why your love, loyalty, or sacrifices never feel enough. The problem isn't you, it's the endless hunger inside her. Narcissism feeds on ego, not connection. Once you see this, you stop blaming yourself for her emptiness. Psychologists stress that this hunger is insatiable. A narcissist cannot be filled, no matter how much attention or love you give. What excites her today will bore her tomorrow. That's why you may feel drained while she looks for the next thrill. Let's look deeper at admiration. For a narcissist, being admired feels like oxygen. She needs it constantly. That's why she exaggerates achievements, curates appearances, or demands praise. But the admiration she seeks is shallow. Psychologists note it never touches her core self. That's why she always asks for more. It's never enough. Control works the same way. To her, control proves she exists. If she can make you cry, change your plans, or doubt yourself, she feels important. But psychologists warn, this need for control makes relationships toxic. What excites her destroys others. Control may thrill her, but it crushes the very people closest to her. Envy from others also highlights her fragility. If she truly believed in her worth, she wouldn't need others' jealousy to feel alive. But science shows narcissists rely on external mirrors. When others envy them, it temporarily patches their emptiness. But when envy fades, the void returns, leaving them restless and bitter again. Conquest is another illusion. Winning someone over excites her ego, but it has nothing to do with love. Psychologists compare it to hunting. The thrill ends once the prize is captured. That's why partners of narcissists often feel discarded after the chase. The conquest was about proving power, not building intimacy. Chaos is the most destructive of all. For the narcissist, chaos means attention. If people are upset, she is important. Psychologists explain this as negative reinforcement. Even bad reactions feel rewarding. That's why she stirs drama even when things are calm. For her, peace is boring, but chaos feels intoxicating. So, if admiration, control, envy, conquest, and chaos excite her more than sex, where does that leave you? Understanding this helps you stop expecting genuine love from her patterns. You begin to see that what she wants is not intimacy, it's ego fuel. Once you accept this truth, you can protect yourself emotionally. Psychologists emphasize that knowing these patterns breaks illusions. Many victims think, if I love harder, she'll change. But love isn't what she's chasing. She's chasing validation. The more you try, the less satisfied she becomes. Your exhaustion is not failure. It's evidence that the cycle cannot be completed, no matter how much you give. This truth can be painful. You may have hoped your loyalty would matter, but understanding the science behind narcissistic excitement frees you. You realize it was never about you being enough. It was always about her hunger being endless. That hunger is not yours to fill, and it never will be. So, how can you protect yourself? The first step is awareness. Once you know what excites her, you stop feeding it. You stop pouring admiration when it feels forced. You stop surrendering control. You stop engaging in chaos. Awareness is the first boundary, the shield that keeps your energy from being consumed. The second step is detachment. Psychologists recommend not reacting emotionally to manipulation. When she stirs chaos, stay calm. When she demands admiration, stay neutral. Detachment doesn't mean indifference. It means you protect your peace. By not feeding her triggers, you reduce her power over you, and you regain your strength. It's important to note, not all women are narcissists. This discussion is about those with narcissistic traits confirmed by psychological research. Many women seek genuine love and intimacy, but for narcissistic women, ego fuel comes first. Understanding the difference saves you from confusion and helps you build healthier expectations. Science also shows narcissists can mimic love. They know the right words and gestures, but this is often part of conquest and control. They may appear deeply affectionate, but underneath, they're measuring how much attention and admiration they receive. What excites them is not love. It's power disguised as love. If you're trapped in this cycle, therapy can help. Psychologists stress that healing from narcissistic abuse requires rebuilding self-esteem. Narcissists drain confidence by making you believe you're the problem. But awareness restores your strength. You begin to see that what excites her has nothing to do with your value as a person. Breaking free from the cycle also means redefining intimacy. True intimacy is mutual respect, trust, and vulnerability. A narcissist avoids vulnerability, so intimacy with them is shallow. Once you recognize this, you stop confusing intensity with love. You learn that passion without safety is chaos, not connection. Understanding admiration as her fuel helps you shift focus. Instead of giving her praise to keep peace, save your admiration for people who earn it. Psychologists say this reprograms your brain. You stop reinforcing toxic patterns and start reinforcing healthy ones. Your praise is precious. Don't waste it where it's abused. Recognizing control as her excitement explains why arguments escalate. She doesn't want resolution, she wants dominance. Once you see this, you stop trying to win arguments. Instead, you walk away, protecting your peace. Control loses power when you refuse to play the game. That refusal is your silent strength. Understanding envy explains her obsession with appearances. If she constantly seeks to outshine others, it's not love, it's insecurity. Science shows envy-driven people are never satisfied. Knowing this keeps you from competing. You stop trying to prove yourself, and you reclaim energy wasted on comparisons that never end. Recognizing conquest explains her sudden coldness after winning you. The thrill was in the chase, not the bond. Once you see this, you stop blaming yourself for her withdrawal. It wasn't that you failed, it was that the game ended for her. This realization brings painful clarity, but also healing truth. Understanding chaos explains why peace feels temporary. If she stirs drama after calm moments, it's not coincidence. Psychologists call this stimulation seeking. She needs the high of conflict. Once you see this, you stop chasing harmony with someone who thrives on storms. Instead, you build peace within yourself, beyond her reach. Knowledge is liberation. By understanding these 5 triggers, you no longer waste energy trying to fix her. You stop mistaking her excitement for love. You stop thinking her joy means she values you. Instead, you see the science. Her joy is tied to ego, not intimacy. And that knowledge gives you freedom. Freedom means reclaiming your self-worth. Narcissists convince victims they are replaceable. But science shows survivors of narcissistic abuse often emerge stronger once they heal. You learn boundaries, resilience, and clarity. What once broke you becomes your foundation. Her triggers no longer define you. You define yourself. It's also freeing to know her patterns are predictable. Admiration, control, envy, conquest, chaos. These cycles repeat endlessly. Once you see them clearly, you stop being surprised. Predictability weakens her power because manipulation thrives on confusion. With clarity, you step outside the cycle and start building a new life. Healing also requires compassion for yourself. You may feel shame for staying too long, but psychologists remind survivors narcissists are skilled at manipulation. It's not weakness, it's conditioning. Forgive yourself for what you didn't know. Now that you see the science, you have the tools to choose differently moving forward. Many survivors say understanding these patterns was their turning point. Once they stopped believing love was the goal, they stopped being trapped. Seeing admiration, control, envy, conquest, and chaos as triggers made everything clearer. Awareness turned confusion into clarity, and clarity became the first step toward freedom. The truth may hurt, but it also heals. Yes, female narcissists are turned on by things beyond intimacy. But knowing this doesn't mean despair. It means empowerment. It means you no longer misinterpret her actions as love. You see the science behind the mask, and that sight is what sets you free. Psychologists stress, knowledge plus action equals change. Now that you know her triggers, act. Stop feeding admiration. Stop surrendering control. Stop competing. Stop chasing. Stop engaging in chaos. Each refusal starves her cycle and strengthens yours. Healing begins when you stop feeding her ego and start feeding your own soul. You may fear leaving the cycle, but fear is her strongest weapon. She convinces you that you'll be nothing without her. The truth is, her triggers prove the opposite. She needs you more than you need her. Her ego feeds on your energy. Without you, she crumbles. You are the strength she pretends to own. Science confirms survivors heal when they rebuild self-worth outside the narcissist. Therapy, journaling, and safe relationships are powerful tools. Each step away from her cycle teaches your brain safety again. Healing rewires you. Over time, you stop responding to her triggers, and you start responding to your own needs. This healing also impacts future love. Once you recognize narcissistic patterns, you stop falling for them again. You learn to value consistency over intensity, kindness over conquest, peace over chaos. What once drew you in now warns you away. That shift is the gift of your struggle, the wisdom that keeps you safe. So, the 5 things that turn women narcissists on more than sex: admiration, control, envy, conquest, and chaos, are not signs of love. They are signs of insecurity. They reflect wounds hidden under arrogance, and while they excite her, they destroy those around her. Seeing this helps you stop mistaking harm for affection. You cannot fix her hunger. No amount of love, sacrifice, or patience will fill her emptiness. Psychologists agree. Narcissists must choose to change, and most never do. Your role is not to heal her, it's to heal yourself. By focusing on your growth, you break free from the endless cycle of feeding her triggers. At first, leaving the cycle feels impossible, but every survivor who stepped away found strength they didn't know they had. Healing is not instant, but it is real. Each day you choose peace over chaos. You reclaim yourself, and in reclaiming yourself, you prove that her power was never absolute. It was only borrowed. If you stay, know this: her excitement is not intimacy, it's ego. Every time you admire her, surrender control, or join chaos, you fuel her, not the relationship. The more you see this, the less appealing the cycle becomes. You stop mistaking her excitement for love, and you start seeking real connection elsewhere. In the end, the science is clear. Female narcissists are turned on by psychological power, not love. Admiration, control, envy, conquest, and chaos excite them because they feed the ego. But for you, these same triggers cause exhaustion, confusion, and pain. Recognizing this truth frees you from blaming yourself for her hunger. So, what's the conclusion? What excites a narcissist doesn't sustain real love. You deserve more than being fuel for someone else's ego. You deserve peace, respect, and genuine connection. Don't waste your life feeding emptiness. If this video gave you clarity, like, share, and subscribe. Your healing journey matters, and your freedom begins now.